Everyone, this is Dr. Jordan from Pinnacle Chiropractic, and if you have a child, you know how many challenges our children are just experiencing every single day. Whether it is something from school or they're sleeping or growing, our children are just bombarded with so much stress all of the time. And so one of these things that just is kind of icing on the cake for a lot of kids is something called growing pains. And so if you're a parent, you may have spent countless hours just rubbing your sweet little's legs so they can fall asleep at night because they're really experiencing so much pain. And if you've ever noticed when your children hit a growth spurt or a progression of sorts in their life, they not only experience these growing pains, but they're also experiencing a lot of behavioral or emotional challenges where you see changes in their behavior, their mood, and their demeanor as well. And so growing pains do happen to about half of school-age children. And while it's called normal, it's really not. It's just very common. But a lot of pediatricians will tell you that it is normal and that your children might just outgrow it, and there's just nothing that you can do about it. But there is something, because these neurological growing pains stem from something else going on in the body, and we can kind of allow the body to be at a healthier state where children are not experiencing this. So what is the science behind growing pains? Really, what is going to help? And so I'll start with just telling you some of the basic facts, but they really start between the ages of 3 and 12. So growing pains are going to affect about half of children, like I said. And what we commonly think is happening is that the bones are just growing too fast and the body is in pain because of that. But we all know the body is a very intelligent thing. And so as our bones are growing, if our body is in a healthy state, we shouldn't experience these growing pains. So really, what is happening? What's going on? As our bones elongate, yes, it might be happening quickly, but what's really happening is that the muscles, tendon, ligaments, and cartilage that's all attached to those bones is also going to be affected. So the sensory nerves that are within those tissues specifically are sending signals to the brain. And so when we have this physical and neurological stress from these bones elongating, it's going to cause some misalignments or subluxations that can irritate the nerves within our body, our spinal cord, and then trigger some pain and even some sensory problems. So that subluxation, big fancy chiropractic word, we talk about it all of the time within our office, but if you're not familiar, basically the neuromuscular irritation and tension that does happen will send signals to our brain. And that signal is called a nociception. And that will cause then sensation of pain and even dysfunction, irritation. And the irritation isn't just physical, but it can be emotional and behavioral as well. And so we see this subluxation within the body causing issues with how our brain and our body are talking and sending signals. Over time, all of that nociception will cause our body to start to turn into a state of fight or flight, which means that our body is just always thinking that it's under attack. And so when we are stuck in fight or flight, we're going to see a lot more behavioral changes, a lot more emotional changes, and those growing pains then start to become long-term nociceptive change to our brain, where we think we're always constantly in pain, fighting a battle, need to be ready to fight for our lives, basically. And so when we adjust children, we are turning off that fight or flight mode and allowing the body to work a little bit better. So when we get adjusted as well, we're releasing those subluxations. We're getting children to be in a healthier state. We're removing that tension from their muscles, the tendons, the ligaments, and where all of those nerve fibers are not signaling so much because the body is going to be in a healthier state where children are not experiencing all of those growing pains. So if your child does experience some growing pains, if you've spent hours rubbing them and trying to just search for what can help, chiropractic is one of the things that can definitely take some of that pain away for children and allow their body to grow and function and thrive at a much easier level for them, and is really not invasive and helps so many kids. So if your children do experience this and you want an answer that doesn't involve drugs or medications or the traditional therapies, our office could definitely be a place that could help you. So please just reach out to Pinnacle Chiropractic, email us, find our website, tag a friend if you know someone else. But it is something that is a not common or a not normal thing that can definitely be relieved in a quite easy way. So if your child has ever experienced this, please reach out. We can't wait to help you.